Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Robbinsville High School for tonight's non-conference matchup between the Blue Ridge Bobcats and the Robbinsville Lady Knights. At this time, if you would, please stand and come with all headwear as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Introducing our teams. First, the Blue Ridge Lady Bobcats. Number 1 is Isabella Moody. Number 2, Vanessa Russell. Number 4, Kylie Eason. Number 6, Mackenzie Woods. Number 8, Bailey Cronkite. Number 14, Amber Ward. Number 16, Anna Garcia. Number 18, Hope Ward. Number 19, April Corona. Number 22, Brooklyn Kinney. And number 26, Ashley McConnell. All right, then, let's hear it for your Robbinsville Lady Knights. And senior number 1, the Lady Blues. And the sophomore number 2, Ray White. And the junior number 3, Claire Barlow. And the sophomore number 8, Grant Hooper. And the junior number 11, Olivia Lewis. And the senior number 14, Tia Hall. Another senior number 16, Aubrey Machacha. And a junior number 20, Liz Carpenter.
Judges. And we're back with you live from Robbinsville High School. Lady Knights, Lady Bobcats set to tango here in our opening stanza. Kevin Hensley and Audrey Colvin with you for tonight's broadcast of Robbinsville Varsity Volleyball. Remember, fans, what we're doing here is, of course, supporting Black Knights Athletics in the long run. A portion of the proceeds from every single pay-per-view purchase will go right back to the program that you have bought a pass for. Team huddles have been broken, and we're looking to see who will prevail here with the opening volley. I actually did not find out how it went in the captain's meeting. That's when that is to be determined, of course. Looks like it's going to be Robbinsville with the opening serve here tonight, because Blue Ridge is already set up in their 1-2-3 row defense. I beg your pardon. It's been a long time, fans, since we've seen Blue Ridge volleyball here in Graham County, and we'll talk more about that as the evening rolls along. As you see Aubrey Wachacha go to the service line, and she'll be getting us started here in our opening set tonight from Graham County. And we're underway here in set number 1. It's a kill in the middle block, if you will, almost by Claire Barlow. 1-0 Robbinsville here in the opening set. Chacha with a line drive serve. My gosh. Got a lot of power into that one. And the ace will make it 2-0 here in the first set. Other action underway tonight. Cherokee at Natahala. Hiawassee Dam has traveled to Andrews. Swain County at Highlands. Murphy taking on the Fannin County Lady Rebels. How about that matchup between the two bordering counties, between two bordering states? Lady Bobcats 2 and 3 this year. They don't have a lot of non-conference action on their slate. Returned by Liz Carpenter. And in the blink of an eye, Bobcats have tied it up here in the early going. Is 2-2 on the Graham Star Sports Network. Two here on GrahamStarSports.com. And service error will give the nod right back to Robbinsville. It's 3-2 as Audrey Colvin continues to try to get lit, as we say here in the South. I'm talking about you lighting somewhere because you won't stop moving. I'm talking about you lighting somewhere because you won't stop moving. You're wiggling. You're moving. You're meandering. 3-3 now here in our first set. Isabella Moody set to serve for the Lady Bobcats tonight. Boy, brooms reach for the sky there, and despite the best efforts of Vanessa Russell, the Bobcats couldn't defend it. Advantage Robbinsville is 4-3 here in set one. Sophomore Surrey Waddy will take a crack at things from the service line. A little closer than we'd expected, I'll be honest with you, here in our opening set, but you can blame that on service errors and just trying to get into the groove of things. 5-3 now here in set one. No JV action tonight. As a matter of fact, fans, this is the only matchup we'll have and our last telecast here on GrahamStarSports.com this week. The youth volleyball games will be going on Saturday at Snowbird. We'll be at youth football in Robbinsville. Keeping a close eye on the up-and-coming Gridiron Stars as Claire Barlow's tip will double the advantage, 6-3 here in set one. Waddy with a good serve. That'll be an ace for Surrey Waddy. Makes it 7-3. The youth football games will be on our Facebook page, absolutely free to watch as the Franklin Panthers pay a visit to Graham County. We'll be starting the telecast right around the opening kickoff on Saturday morning, which is at 9:30 a.m., and we'll be on the air for the next 6+ hours on Facebook. That one is knocked out of bounds. 8-3 now, Lady Knights here in set one. Waddy still serving. Waddy has seen some lengthy stints at the service line this year. Seems like when she gets back there, it's hard to get rid of her. Not sure what there is to say about that. Take it as you will. Vanessa Russell and April Corona over here on the left side of the court. Couldn't do much with that, and it's 9-3. That one kind of fell into no man's land, and neither one was calling for it. So you see how the recipe turned out. Good recovery on the back row, but it'll be too high and too wide for the clutches of Mackenzie Woods. That was Brooklyn Kinney that saved it on the back row for Blue Ridge. Robbinsville up 10-3 here in set one. Waddy still at service line. Russell laying it all out there, I should say. Boy, Barlow got a hold of that one. That was a nice spike. Isabella Moody tried to get under it for the dig and could not find success. It's 11-3 on GrahamStarSports.com. And as always, fans, we'll recap all the action you're seeing here tonight. Live and in living color. It'll be in the Graham Star. Available on newsstands in 3 different counties tomorrow. Robbinsville running away with the opening set after the 3-3 tie. The Lady Knights are on a 9-0 run against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Pass from Hooper to the back row. Liz Carpenter with a good spike, trying to get her technique worked out. Barlow now will plant it into the floor, and it's a 10-0 run now for the Lady Knights. Waddy retrieves the loose ball. It went off camera there for a moment. And it's 13-3. There's a set. Spike by Russell from the back row. Good work. Wachacha pass. Brooms with a nice half power tip. Give it up 50% on that one. That's all it was needed. Nothing fancy. And Robbinsville, as we said, rolling here in our opening set. Waddy will continue her work at the service line. She's camped out back there, and good thing she packed a lunch, as we say. Wachacha with a literal fist bump to get the ball back over the net for the Lady Knights. There's Brooms trying an absolutely powerful spike. She got a little fancy, and that'll end the run at 11 straight here on GramstarSports.com. And the point will go to Robbinsville. It's like a neutral zone violation. They're going to say Liz got under the net there. This is number 19, April Corona at the net or the service line, for Blue Ridge. Brooms, block attempt up front is going to go awry. They're going to call a net violation on Delaney Brooms. Well, Blue Ridge taking advantage of a couple of Robbinsville miscues. That's Mackenzie Woods and Amber Ward that were on the block effort. Here in set one. Carpenter with the reception pass from Hooper. Here's Brooms. Obviously a little fired up after the way the last couple of calls have went. And you see the spike that ends Blue Ridge's streak at 3 points. 6:15 now in favor of Robbinsville. Here is junior Claire Barlow. Carpenter passes to Hooper. Here's Waddy. She'll try a jump, and she'll get the point. How about that? Waddy a bit on the diminutive side. I think she clocks in on her tippy toes around the 5'1" mark, but she is a wonderful athlete nonetheless. Whistle blows. That is a double tap by Blue Ridge. It is 6:17 here in set one on the Gramstar Sports Network. Claire Barlow will continue her work at the service line. Bobcats trying to work the kinks out, so to speak, this year. We come back from our first break. That one spiked into the net by Carpenter will give Blue Ridge its 7th point of the match. We'll talk more about the last time these two programs met in Graham County for volleyball. Of course, Blue Ridge was here just last year for basketball action, but volleyball, it's been a hot minute. That one dropped in, and Blue Ridge with 2 in a row rotation coming, it looks like. I'll stand corrected. I thought they gave the point to the Bobcats. They gave it to Robbinsville, And it's 7-18. Carpenter will have a seat. Olivia Lewis is now in the game, and she's actually going to work front row defense, which you don't see very often. She'll set. Here's Wachacha. Big spike. Nicely defended off the back row by Isabella. And her effort that time was nice to see, but only so much room she can run there before she collapsed. Isabella Moody will concede the point for Blue Ridge. It's now 7-19 in our first set. Rooms now with a jump serve, and that'll be a little too much on it. Bobcats hanging back at an 8-19 disadvantage at the moment here in our opening set. Volleyball action will be back on the airwaves here on GramStarSports.com Monday as we get a visit from Copper Basin. The Lady Cougars will be here in Graham County on Monday. First time that Robbinsville and Copper Basin volleyball has been played in a very, very long time in either state. We'll have to actually go back and check the records for that as well. The Lady Cougars were scheduled to be here for a preseason scrimmage and ended up having to skip out on that at the last moment. Barlow trying to get it back over the net. Blue Ridge wisely lets it drop. Bobcats are in double digits. It's 10-19 here in set one. And here's Mackenzie Woods at the service line. Mackenzie Woods with good fire. There's a reception by Waddy. Pass by Lewis. Returned by Ren Hooper. And Isabella Moody bumps it back over. There's a set. Here's Russell with a push. Brooms from the back row. And that one into the net. So the Bobcats hanging tough. It's 11-19. Woods to serve. Waddy to Hooper to Wachacha. And it's off of Woods' hands, and that's about as far as he gets. And we will have a timeout call by the Bobcats. That's our first one of the contest. Robbinsville 5 away from closing out the opening set. Back live from Robbinsville High School. Ren Hooper is going to try her hand at serving. This should be interesting. Hooper still trying to work out the kinks on her service game. 11-20 is your score here on GramStarSports.com as a pair of Lady Bobcats off screen, checking in, checking out. Number 8, Bailey Cronkite, and number 16, Anna Garcia, have checked into the game, as has number 4, Kylie Eason. So it's about an all-new back row. Hooper serves. And that will be off. How about Ren Hooper getting an ace? Make it 11-21. Tia Hall working the left side, which another new thing. I guess Katie Phillips trying out anything she can here against live action. Nothing wrong with that. You'll see what works and see what could work if you have to adapt in a tight situation. Here's Vanessa Russell with a nice line drive serve. That'll be Tia Hall's shot at it. And thought it was off of Russell's hands, but official did not call it. We still don't have our other official who allegedly was running late and still has not shown up. Russell mistimed her serve, and you see the end result. It goes screaming under the net. 13-22 the score now. Here's Aubrey Wachacha to serve. Wachacha leading the team in aces, and you see why. There's another one for Aubrey Wachacha. A lot of power behind it. 6'2" senior, middle hitter for the Lady Knights. Another ace will make it 13-24. And we're just about to the end of the opening stanza here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And that'll do it. How about Aubrey Wachacha going back and getting 1, 2, 3 aces in a row to finish us off here in the opening set. 13-25. Lady Knights will step aside and come back to you in just a moment on the Gramstar Sports Network. Welcome back, fans, here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Set 2 set to commence here in Graham County. We've teased it since the top of our broadcast. The last time that Robbinsville hosted Blue Ridge School, we'll throw it up on the screen for you. It was October 24th, 2009. And if you can make that out in the photograph from the Gramstar archives in our October 29, 2009 edition, with the kill at the net is Katie Phillips, who, of course, is the head coach now for the Lady Knights. So how about that tie-in? 14 years almost since the last time the Bobcats visited Graham County for volleyball action. Boy, the Gramstar archives just giveth and taketh away on a constant basis. Set 2 is wide open and running. Here's Wachacha, and she'll slam it into the net. The Bobcats have a 1-0 lead here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Serving is number 22. That's Brooklyn Kinney at the back for the Bobcats. Kinney serves way back behind the line, and that one was a service error. Didn't quite have enough on it. Makes it 1-1 here in set 2. Lioness prevailing in set 1, 13-25. Aubrey Wachacha with a hard serve. Quick response by Amber Ward for Blue Ridge. And Ward tried to angle it another direction, and it's not going to matter now what happens. That's 3 touches, and you're out. Robbinsville point, 2-1 here in set number 2. Wachacha with a powerful serve. Holy tamale. Vanessa Russell tried to get under it, much to her credit. 3-1 now, Robbinsville. And that one was a service error. 2-3. It'll give the Bobcats a 1-point disadvantage to work over as Isabella Moody walks back to the service line. Yeah. Here's Carpenter off of Hooper's pass. As we learn valuable life lessons from Audrey Colvin up top here. Here is Tia Hall with a spike and a kill for Tia Hall here on the Gramstar Sports Network. That's good to see. Nice form. Hall just suspended herself in midair, sort of like Wile E. Coyote could do on the Looney Tunes. Here's Liz Carpenter with a serve. 2-4 your score. And Blue Ridge mishandles that one. They went backwards when they should have went forwards, and it's 2-5. That's so random, Audrey. Audrey, now the proud owner of a rabbit, as we roll along here, 2-5 the score. Hope a Bobcat doesn't get to it. Here's Ren Hooper with the pass. That actually drew in a gas look from Colvin. If you know her, folks, that's hard to do. Here's Hooper. 2 brooms with a big spike. Russell defends it nicely. How about that? Russell shining here tonight for the Lady Bobcats. Here's Tia Hall again. Another kill for the senior outside hitter. She is primarily a right outside hitter, so in her prime spot, she's had back-to-back kills here in the second set. Robbinsville looking for victory number 9 here on the season as that one is into the net. It'll be a Blue Ridge point, 3-6 now. Here's April Corona to serve for Blue Ridge, and it goes into the net. Sari Waddy will go back and set up a tent, unpack her sack lunch, and probably hang out for a while the way things have been going for Miss Waddy lately when she goes to the service line. Return by Russell. Here's Hooper with a good push to the back row. Corona with a good move up front, but Couldn't get anything to click for Isabella Moody at the net. And they'll make it 3-8 here in set number 2. Moody will bring it back closer. Russell trickles the ball over the net, and nobody on Robbinsville's side was ready for that because everyone in the gym thought that ball was dead. And the Bobcats hanging tough. It's 4-8. Here is Amber Ward to serve for the Lady Bobcats. Carpenter with a good call to take the reception. Here's Brooms with a hard spike. Shot will go out of bounds, retrieved by Ella McGuire from the JV Knights, who have the evening off. As we mentioned, no JV game here this evening. Junior Claire Barlow will take a crack now at serving. And the service error from Barlow makes it a 5-9 matchup. Cherokee has already put away Natahala in the record books. We'll see if we got the set scores here on the Gramstar Sports Network. That matchup had to have started at 5 p.m. for that score to have been reported. Looks like Cherokee won it in straight sets. At the Nest, it was 25-4, 25-7, 25-8. Now, why is that important? Well, because Robbinsville and Cherokee are atop the conference standings in the big Smoky Mountain Conference, both teams with a 3-0 record in the division. They have yet to meet. That will change at the end of the month. Robbinsville will host Cherokee. And the final matchup of the regular season will be Robbinsville-Cherokee at Cherokee. That'll be the season finale for the Lady Knights on October the 12th. Brooms with a nice jump serve, and it's a line drive. Good arc on it. Here's Brooms now with the reception. Wachacha will spike it from behind. And that'll make it 5-12 here in set 2. Brooms to serve again. That one drops as well. That one hit out on the return attempt by the Bobcats. 5-13. We're at a school located in one of the prettiest parks in North Carolina. Cashers is the name of the town. County seat on top of the plateau. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. Silva, the county seat for that's actually Jackson County, where they're located at. 6-13 your score. Cashers tucked away up on what they call the plateau. Beautiful drive up. Highlands about 10 miles west. And that shot will go out of bounds. Bobcats now trailing 6-14. Here's Olivia Lewis for Ren Hooper. Lewis will go back and serve. Be good to see that here tonight. Here in set 2. And that one drops over the net. Good work up front. Number 22, Brooklyn Kinney with the kill. I guess she'll have it. 7-14. And Kinney now, after her successful point, will go back to the service line with a little bit of swagger. When it's a good serve, it goes to Carpenter. Wachacha passes behind her. Brooms in the back row. And that one goes into the rotating goal. I'll get it out right in a moment. Here at Robbinsville High School. 7-15 with Miss Wachacha going back to the service line. That one trickles over the net. Here's the pass. Russell with the return. Brooms to Lewis. Back to Barlow. And that one ends up in the rafters. believe it actually hit an object up in the ceiling. He played in the rafters, but it actually hit the wrestling spotlight hookup. And that one jumps over the net. It's going to be out. Seven to 17 now here in set number 2. Quick return by Amber Ward. Liz Carpenter with a nice spike. And it makes it 7 to 18. That one screams out of bounds. April Corona trying to drive it back over the net. Could not do so. Wachacha now with her lengthy stay of her own at the service line. And that one drops in. It's an ace for Aubrey Wachacha. Bobcats thought the ball was going to be out. She found the right back corner of the court. Push back over the net. Brooms. And Isabella Moody keeps it alive for Blue Ridge that time. And she does so again with a left-handed tap. How about Barlow with a good read up at the front? Pushes the ball over. And rotation. All members of the Robbinsville student body being a little more vocal than normal tonight down here below us. At least they're actually making noise, though. Wachacha patiently awaiting all of the Bobcats' comings and goings over here, as is Audrey Colvin. 7:21 here in set 2. Boy, I mean, what a powerful serve. Wachacha hitting that one with a purpose. 3 to go for Robbinsville as they've ran away here in set 2. It is 7 to 22 against the Bobcats. Lewis with a quick response. Good work. Russell receives it. Moody back to Russell, but Russell can't find the top of the net. Drives it right into it, and that's 2 to go for Robbinsville here in set 2. Set point coming. Wachacha just hanging out at the back of the court. She's not going to move. I'm sorry, folks. I was a little distracted. Suri Waddy emerged from the locker room without her libero jersey on, so that tells me there's some chicanery coming. In set 3, it's a 7:25 Robbinsville win here in set number 2. They're one away from another sweep tonight here in Graham County. We'll be back in just a moment on the Graham Star Sports Network.
I'm Delaney Brooms, and you're watching GrahamStarSports.com.
Welcome back, fans, here on the Graham Star Sports Network, your exclusive home for Robbinsville athletics all year long and beyond. What we do here at Graham Star Sports, if you're a Blue Ridge Bobcat joining us tonight, or if you're a Robbinsville Lady Knight, we explain at least once a telecast, so we'll run it through one more time. We stream 5 varsity sports for Robbinsville here in Graham County. We do volleyball and football in the fall. We do basketball in the winter. And springtime, we flip-flop between baseball and softball. How you doing, fans? Kevin Hensley with you on the Graham Star Sports Network. Audrey Colvin over here just off camera, but we got her shadow, so that's something, I suppose, here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Oh, yeah, that's right. Got to have that whole thing. Robbinsville in full control of this one, fans, against Blue Ridge Bobcats tonight. It's been 13-25 and 7-25 to get us where we are at this moment in time. Of course, they swept the Highlanders last night from Highlands, which would be Blue Ridge's neighbors if you're a geography fan. And the scores there were 10-25, 13-25, and 12-25. here tonight. As we said, fans, we'll go back tonight and recap it all in the Graham Star. It's available on newsstands everywhere tomorrow afternoon. A lot of good news there this week. We'll have a tribute to one of Graham County's most famous residents passing away last week. Results of the tribal election that took place on Thursday. A tribute to the unfortunate tragedy that took place 22 years ago. So hard to believe that. Aubrey Wachacha ended the last set by hanging out at the service line for a very, very long time. Why not let her start off set 3 on the Graham Star Sports Network? Why not start off with an ace? Love to know that we can get the stats and confirm them in time for publication this week. I don't think we can. But needless to say, Aubrey Wachacha is dealing here tonight. That one hit the floor as well. Russell with a good effort, try to get there. But it was for naught. 2-0 the score now here in set 3. Bobcats, as we mentioned, 2-3 this season. They have wins over Natahala, of course, sweeping them. And the Invest Collegiate Imagine South Volleyball team out of Asheville went over them to begin the regular season. Game ball went trickling out into the lobby here at Robbinsville High School. Score is 3-0. Wachacha still serving. Russell can't handle it. Boy, Aubrey Wachacha's just locked and loaded at the moment. How many more ways can you say it? She is dominating at the service line right now. 4-0 the score. Another powerful serve. Russell timed it that time. Waddy sets. Here's Liz Carpenter with a big spike. So the Lady Knights pick up the slack. It's 5-0 here on GrahamStarSports.com. Carpenter with some serious hang time on that shot. Shot's still very much in it. Surrey. Waddy now playing in a defensive specialist role on the back row. Olivia Lewis has donned an alternate libero jersey, throwback to years past. And it's 6-0. Wachacha just continues to rack up aces left and right in this matchup. Here's a spike by Carpenter. That's in. 7-0 Robbinsville. $7-0 here in set 3. None of the other Lady Knights may get a chance to serve. An ace again, Aubrey Wachacha. Didn't even have to find anybody to retrieve the ball that time. It's already getting a little too comfortable in Wachacha's clutches. It just rolled right back to her like a boomerang. And that one will go screaming over to the scorer's table. Eddie Brooms didn't try to play it. Neither did Anna Stewart, for that matter. 9-0. Russell fires that one back onto the court. Brooklyn Kinney with the pass to Moody, and the ball will drop at the net. Oh, my goodness. And Robbinsville scrambling to keep it alive. There's a kill by Liz Carpenter. And that'll make it 10-0 here in set 3. Brooms receives. Waddy sets. Jumps over the net. Claire Barlow with an excuse me point for the Lady Knights. And it's 11-0 here in set 3. And the defense didn't work out in Blue Ridge's favor. That was Mackenzie Woods that attempted to receive the ball, but she sent it screaming out of bounds. That one is out. And that ends the run. Aubrey Wachacha put forth a good effort. That's 12 straight points she rattled off to begin the third set. I wanted to quit talking about the score as quick as I could. I didn't want to jinx it. Shutout set is something that is incredibly hard to achieve, if not for the fact you have to serve 25 times to perfection. And that may be the only dent in the scoreboard for the Bobcats. Robbinsville locked and loaded at the moment as Liz Carpenter will scooch over and grab the ball before it rolls into the recesses here at Robbinsville High School. Pass push by Moody. That threw everybody for a loop. Lewis, as the libero, had to pull up and make something happen. How about the defense on the back row from Russell? That one drops. That's a point for the Bobcats. I spoke too soon. It's 2-13 here on the Grand Star Sports Network. And a service error for Isabella Moody halts the Bobcats' attempt at the comeback. Ren Hooper rotates in to serve. Nicely done on the return by number 6, Mackenzie Woods for the Bobcats. Here's a push by Brooms. Get it back over. Quick response by April Corona. Push by Clara Barlow off of Corona that time. Well, fans, there's one thing about it. The Lady Knights are showing what's brought them to an 8-2 mark on the season here tonight. Well-rounded, a lot of skill. Strong up front with hits and reads. Back row defense scrambles, dives, and plays well. Good technique. Robbinsville once again struggling with depth, though. That's something that's hurt them the last couple of seasons. Frankly, might have cost them a playoff victory last year at Highland Tech. Robbinsville was up 2-0 over the Lady Rams and ended up dropping the next 3 sets in succession to be eliminated from the postseason. So just with the 2 subs, I'm sure once JV season ends, of course, that will change. But for right now, it is an 8-team lineup for the Lady Knights. Barlow will send it to the floor. It's 2-18 as this one's rapidly coming to a close. If you tune in tonight, we appreciate you being with us on the Grand Star Sports Network. As we said, no more telecasts this week here on the website. You can join us on Saturday on our Facebook page for youth football action as Franklin will take on Robbinsville under the Big Oaks. Point for Blue Ridge after the Liz Carpenter kill goes a little high. There's a good spike. Push by Barlow. They're going to give the point to the Bobcats. That was a close call on the line. Russell dove for it, couldn't get it. And April Corona will have a chance to right the ship, so to speak, for Blue Ridge. Upper to Surrey. Waddy. Broom sends it a little high as well. And it's 5-18. Couple of the Bobcats breaking out the underhand serves. You don't see that very often in varsity. That's something normally reserved for newcomers to the service line. But if it works, why change it? Claire Barlow will patiently await another swap on the other side of the net with the Bobcats. That's actually 4 fresh Bobcats on the floor now. I don't want to name them because I don't want to miss anybody that stepped on after I looked over. Service error by Claire Barlow. And it's 6-19 on GramstarSports.com. So we started off with a 12-0 run by Aubrey Wachacha here in set 3. And a high heave serve. Waddy pass. Here's Brooms. And another pass. Hooper to Waddy. Back over to Wachacha in the middle. And she makes them pay. 6-20 now. And I'm trying to remember who's up next in the rotation. It is Delaney Brooms at the bottom. Katie Phillips does have 2 very dependable servers, if you'll have it, to round out the rotation. Brooms floats in the air to an ace, 6-21. 4 to go here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We will be back Monday for volleyball action here at home against Copper Basin. And the Black Knights will be having a football game at home on Friday, September the 22nd. That'll be Robbinsville and Raven Gap, Georgia, making the appearance in Graham County. A school just over the state line in Georgia from Franklin. And an attempt to bob it back over by Kylie Eason goes awry. 2 to go for Delaney Brooms and the Robbinsville Lady Knights. Russell with a good palm thrust to get it back over. Here's Wachacha with a push to the back row. Russell sets back to Moody. Good spike from the back. Waddy passes to Brooms. And that one's still in play. Good volley here late. Russell tried to get there, couldn't do so. That one kind of fell into no man's land. Set and match point on tap now. If Robbinsville can get it. Dive by Moody will go into the stands. That's going to be all, fans. They hit celebrate before the whistle even blew. This one's over, folks. 6:25 is going to be your final set score. 13, 7, and 6. So all told here tonight, the Blue Ridge Bobcats scored 26 points in 3 sets against the Lady Knights, who improved to 9-2 on the year. The Bobcats dropping to 2-4 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. We appreciate you being with us from Robbinsville tonight. It was a humdinger, if you'll have it. The Lady Knights dominated from the opening tip, really. And some lengthy service stints by Aubrey Waddy. Throw everything off for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Fans, we'll be back with you, as we said, Saturday on Facebook. Join us here on GramstarSports.com next Monday. For Audrey Colvin, I'm Kevin Hensley. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening.